Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I want to be a cabin crew. Today I will be talking about the medical test you have to pass if you want to work for Qatar Airways as a cabin crew. I will also tell you what happens after the final interview. I chose to talk about these two subjects in the same video because they are somehow related. You will have to pass a medical test in your country before joining the company and some other tests in Doha during the first week of training. Let's see first what happens after the final interview and how much do you have to wait until you can start the training. After the final interview, you will have to wait for their answer. How much? It depends on their need of personnel at that moment. For me, it took 4 months to get the email asking me to upload my medicals, but this happened 3 years ago. For one of my friends who applied this year, it took only 5 days to receive this email. I advise you to make a WhatsApp group after the final interview to stay in touch with the other candidates. It will make your waiting more bearable. Within 2-3 days after the final interview, you will get an email asking you to upload your pictures and to fill an online form. This is a very good sign because not everyone gets this email. Some other candidates will receive an unsuccessful email. I guess receiving this email means that the recruiters gave you their approval, but you still need approval from Doha. I heard that the final approval is given by the CEO himself. He checks every candidate's file and chooses the ones he likes. At this point, you can still be eliminated. When you get the email saying to upload your medicals, that is the moment when you are accepted. As I said before, I cannot tell you how much you are going to wait for that email. 1 week after I submitted my medicals, I received the final approval, my date of join, and the starting date of the training. My date of join was 1 month away from the day I received it. 10 days after this, I received another email containing my employment contract. I signed all the pages and I sent them back to my coordinator. 3 days after, I received my plane ticket, visa, and some other information such as the attire I should wear on my date of join and the documents I have to bring with me. Their instructions regarding the attire you should wear sound like this. Business attire, which means dressing professionally in a relaxed and neat manner. Should be clean, well maintained, appropriately fitted and free of damage, rips, tear, fraying. Strictly not allowed jeans, shorts, sport shoes and flip-flops. The documents I had to bring with me in Doha were my passport, a copy of my passport, 30 passport size photographs, all original medical documents and my plane ticket. 3 days before my date of join, I received another email containing this form asking me for my shoe size, blouse size, etc. So they will be able to start preparing my uniform. Also, I got my staff number and badge number. After that, no more emails. One more thing I want to say. If you declared any scar, most probably they will ask you for pictures of your scar. Sometimes they will ask you to retake them with makeup, without makeup, with better light, etc. Now that you know what to expect after the final interview, let's talk about the medicals you have to pass. Maybe you will not be so happy with the information I will give you. I will tell you what tests you have to pass, but I am not able to tell you what medical problems are acceptable and what problems are not acceptable. Why? Because the company doesn't give us such information. They just tell us what tests we have to send. That's it. Qatar Airways has its own medical center in Doha. There are doctors specialized in aviation medicine that check your medical documents. This is why they don't say exactly what is acceptable and what is not, because it's not black and white. If you have a certain disease, you send them some medical documents regarding your condition, and those doctors will decide if you're fit to fly or not. One crew can tell you if some disease is acceptable only if he has that disease and he was accepted. I can tell you that they accept myopia because I also have this condition and I have seen a lot of crew wearing spectacles on board. What is the accepted limit? I'm not sure about this, but I heard it's between -5 and +5. I also suffer from scoliosis, but I have only 3 degrees. I remember I was worried about this after submitting my medicals, and I had a look on internet about the maximum admissible limit. I found people saying they were eliminated with 10 degrees and people getting accepted with 20 degrees. So, as I said before, the situation is not black or white. You have to apply if you want to see if your condition is acceptable. Now let me tell you what medical tests I had to pass in my country before joining the company. Blood group certificate, detailed chest X-ray, thoracic spine alignment, should state any active and inactive lesion, including past tuberculosis lesion, scar or calcified node, granuloma. The report must be issued by a radiologist in high resolution and must include the cups angle. Mention 0 degrees if no scoliosis is noted. Blood tests for hepatitis A, for hepatitis B, hepatitis C, HIV, VDRL, this is for syphilis, and eye test report only on the basis of Snellen chart in 2020, visual acuity format, and color vision using Ishihara method. Please be aware that the candidate must be tested on all 38 plates and details of plates read correctly and incorrectly have to be specified. Then when you are done with all these tests, you have to visit your doctor to fill one more form. Mainly it's a summary of all the analyses done and some questions about your general health condition. As I said before, these are the tests you have to pass in your country, but there are also some tests you have to pass in Doha during your first week of training. These are the same eye test you have done in your country, visual acuity and color vision. Again, chest X-ray. They took us blood, but I don't know what tests they have done, and they took also urine for drug tests. You will also have a small discussion with the doctor asking you about your general health, and this doctor will also check your body for scars. I already talked about this check in another video, and I will add the link for that video in the description of this video. Another test that you have to pass is a hearing test. You have to enter a small room that is soundproof. You will be wearing a pair of headphones that are connecting to an audiometer. The audiometer transmits a series of tones at a variety of volumes in your ears. All you have to do is to press a button when you hear a sound in your headphones. The last test you need to pass is a psychological test. You'll have a discussion with a psychologist asking you different questions about your life and family, such as, do you have any brother or sister? Are your grandparents living? With whom did you live before moving to Doha? Etc. Guys, this is all about the medical tests you have to pass if you want to work for Qatar Airways. If you have any question, please write it below in the comments and I will be happy to answer you. You can find the answer to most of your questions in my other videos where I talked about open days, online application, training, salary, accommodation, and many other interesting subjects. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to discover more about cabin crew life. See you next time!